I was placed in foster care when I was 3 months till I was 10 years old. My mom lived in London, my dad, America. My parents couldn't raise me, so they had to put me in foster care. But I do feel blessed because I was raised by a selfless woman, an amazing woman of faith. Things weren't easy when I moved home from Manchester. I didn't experience the best home life. My dad was an authoritative figure, and my mom was who society would call weak. Being abruptly pulled away from my foster mom, from all I knew at age 10, and brought into a world of anger, beatings, and yelling, it wasn't an easy transition. My dad would ask, "Why are you crying?" He would say, "She's not your real mom." And I thought, who are you? I don't even know you. This woman who raised me is a far better parent than you. He always blamed my foster mom. He would say, "She spoiled me." And I hated him for the longest time. And from then on, I never cried in front of my dad again. I did cry myself to sleep for 6 years, till I was 16. I felt like I wasn't allowed to grieve, just thrown into the pool of life. Between the ages of 12 and 18, I ran away from home a lot. I would sit on the bus to the end of the line. I'd be on there at 4 a.m. in the morning, riding the bus with nowhere to go in London. I met random people on the bus, and it was only the grace of God that nothing bad happened to me with all the strangers that I met. I was well known at the police station. Both family and friends would always call me to go back home. My brother was born when I came home at the age of 10. He got it more easy than I did. He was free to do a lot. I felt like they favored him more, and so I didn't like him as a teenager. There was a time my dad was beating my mom. I didn't know what to do. My brother was in his walker. I was 11. My mom screamed and told me to go call the neighbor, so I did. I ran to her to please come help my mom. My dad's excuse for beating my mom? She goes to church too much, he said. And it made me fucking hate the man some more, because my mom was an angel to me. She was my angel. She is my angel. I always stood up for my mom though, especially with my dad, but I felt like when it was my turn, she never did the same for me. And I would always cry and ask her why she never stood up for me. There was just so much I didn't understand. I wish it was explained to me as a child why all that happened to me happened. I wish my parents sat me down to explain why they had to leave me. Maybe I wouldn't have lived the way I did for so long. No one ever took the time out to speak to me or explain things to me. I wasn't allowed to have feelings, just to listen and obey. That all affected me, and I used to be very angry till recent times. My dad always caged me. He never let me go anywhere. Birthday parties, the prom, swimming, absolutely nowhere. So when I got to university, boys and alcohol were my best friends. My dad being so strict didn't help when I tasted freedom at 18. Let's just put it this way. I was wild. Yes, it was freedom for me, but in the process, I lost myself. Because I was never shown or taught how to value myself. So when I got attention from men, I was like, wow, this feels good. In my 20s, people would look at me and judge me. And I always thought, you have no idea what I've been through. You have no idea what I am currently going through. I mean, I don't even fully understand myself. They would say that I had abandonment issues, which I believed was true because it also affected my friendships. I was not able to maintain or keep any form of relationship at all. I always looked at friends like, well, this won't last, so I don't have to be nice to you. With my mom, she has overcompensated for leaving me. My parents did what they believed was best, but I just couldn't understand it at the time. But I really wish I did. In my late 20s and early 30s, I would look at my mom and I'd feel so bad. She has always wanted what was best for me. I would see the pain in her eyes, the struggle and suffering, all for me. Raising me as a teenager was not easy for her. I put her through so much because I was also in so much pain. But no one was talking about it. I would feel guilty about those days when she would be in the streets looking for me because I ran away from home. But now I'm happy because she is in a better place in life. She knows her worth and she doesn't take shit from nobody. In my mid-30s now, and for the first time, I feel like I know who I am. I have self-respect. I value my friendships with the few that I have in my life. I think back on the things that I have tolerated because I had no idea who I was, and I thank God. I thank God for where He has brought me to and the work He is still doing in my life. People still judge me and talk about me, but it's different now because I know who I am and I don't even have to explain much. I once told a friend about my life story and that I was in foster care as a child. And he responded, "Oh, there's a reason for your madness. A lot of people really do not understand what you have been through in life." And now with both my parents, we are in a really good place. There's love in our home. When I go home to visit or spend weekends, the air is filled with joy. We're still healing, but the process is great. I call it the best place we have ever been. And I thank God for everything because look where we are now. It could have been so much worse. But God has and still has great plans for all of us. And that's it for today. This is Short Stories with Lola. I am Lola Adamson. And I hope this story resonated with you. Stay beautiful, stay positive, and remain blessed.